Hi everyone, I'm a historian, and Anne Boleyn was actually transgender, so it is appropriate that Dylan Mulvaney, a trans woman, was casted as her in Six.
Let's debunk this statement. Every primary source identifies Anne Boleyn as female. We have letters written by Anne herself, court records, ambassador reports, pregnancy announcements, and medical notes. All consistently referred to her as a woman and queen consort. She was married to Henry VIII and was pregnant multiple times, including the pregnancy that produced Elizabeth I. There is zero contemporary source suggesting she was male, intersex, or living as another gender.
Many historians and scholars, including myself, have determined with almost 100% certainty that Anne was transgender. As if you read a number of letters between her and King Henry, you can clearly see that she was starting to exhibit signs of gender dysphoria, that she was recognizing this gender dysphoria, had plans to transition, shared those with King Henry, and he married her regardless. In fact, a receipt from Anne's time shows that she had purchased with the king's funds, her husband's funds, a medieval form of a binder.
Anne Boleyn's surviving letters to Henry VIII are well known, translated, and studied in multiple archives. They include affection, political concern, anxiety about court life, religious language. They do not contain one references to changing sex or gender, distress about being female, plans to transition. If such explosive content existed, it would be one of the most famous discoveries in Tudor scholarship, on par with the Dead Sea Scrolls. For historians, the term and diagnostic framework come from 20th century psychology. Applying it to 16th century emotional language is a textbook example of presentism, projecting modern categories onto the past. Historians avoid this because people describe distress very differently. Social roles weren't framed as identity. Medical understanding was entirely different. No garment recorded in Tudor clothing inventories that functions like a chest binder. No tailoring references to breast compression for gender reasons. No financial record historians recognize as such. What does exist are stiff bodices, stays, corset-like undergarments worn by all noblewomen. These shaped posture and silhouette, not gender identity. Interpreting normal Tudor underwear as a binder is historically inaccurate. She menstruated. She became pregnant multiple times. She gave birth to Elizabeth I. Physicians attended her as a woman. Midwives documented her pregnancies. This isn't assumption, it's primary medical and court record evidence. Your statement relies on documents that do not exist. Modern concepts projected backward. Misinterpretation of normal Tudor clothing, zero peer-reviewed support, which makes it historically indefensible by academic standards. There is no evidence Anne Boleyn was transgender. There is overwhelming evidence she lived and was recognized as a woman in her society.
And it's expected that she wore this quite often, again, as a part of her transition. So not only is Dylan's casting as Anne not taking away a role that was originally meant for a cisgender woman, as Anne was never a cisgender woman, but it actually is making this production of Six even more historically accurate than it was before. And personally, I'm very excited to see a trans woman representing a trans historical figure in this production.
There is no evidence and attempted to live as male, requested male pronouns or status, sought bodily alteration, expressed gender identity, distress. What does exist are normal Tudor undergarments worn by noble women, tight bodices and stays which shaped posture and silhouette. Every aristocratic woman wore these. Calling them binders is like calling modern brass medical transition tools. It's a reinterpretation, not a fact. Presentism equals projecting modern concepts onto the past without evidence. Examples: diagnosing medieval people with modern psychological labels, interpreting historical clothing through modern identity frameworks, assuming emotional discomfort equals modern gender identity. Historians are trained specifically not to do this. It leads to false conclusions. It's totally valid to enjoy inclusive casting. Theater does that all the time. but that does not make it historically more accurate. Proof of a trans historical figure. A correction of past It's a modern creative choice. Nothing wrong with that. Just not history. There is no historical evidence Anne Boleyn was transgender. No proof of transition. No dysphoria in primary sources. And no scholarly support. Only modern reinterpretation of ordinary Tudor life. So the statement is historically false. Even if someone enjoys the casting choice. Anyways, like and comment.